welcome to Valley View Live on this Friday, September 11th. Today, we remember the lives lost on this day at the World Trade Center and the Pentagon 14 years ago. Later, we'll show you how you can honor the fallen at a special event downtown. Can't believe it's been 14 years. Time has just gone by so quickly. Now, today, blogger Randy Slovacek of the Randy Report joins us as our special guest host. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you, ladies, for having me.
Thank you for being
Well, tell us about the Randy Report.
The Randy Report is we are the largest LGBT blog in Nevada, and although I have readers across the country and around the world, I cover, it's a daily news cycle kind of blog. I cover everything between politics, pop culture, entertainment, music, movies.
Puppies.
Puppies, yeah, we had a bear break today. And I cover everything that crosses my mind and is of interest to me. I had friends when I was a few years ago who, I'm very curious about everything. I always want to know about everything. And people say, why do you have to know? I just want to know.
Yeah. Journalist, essentially.
Right.
That's
right?
it, yeah.
Just curious.
And so people said, well, you know, you should write this or something. I'm like, really? What? And so 5 years ago, I started the Randy Report, and it's an evolving thing, just like television constantly. The blog is an evolving thing, and half of it is covering the news cycle, whether it's politics or news. Sometimes it's just about my life. Sometimes it's about my dogs. Sometimes it's about, a few years ago, I had a cancer journey. Knock on wood, I'm great. But I talk about that to share that with other people. A few years ago, I lost 20 pounds because I was turning 50, and I just wanted to take control of my life. And I was heading back to the stage. I'd been an actor on Broadway for many years. And I documented that whole journey of losing 20 pounds and getting back in shape. And I shared that. And so a lot of it is to help other people just know you're not alone. I feel this way.
Yeah.
So
how much time do you spend of a day? Because I can see where this could become all.
I mean, when do you stop? When do you start?
Well, that's an excellent question, actually, because I'm up at 5:30 every day. I'm at my desk at 6, like you guys, a lot.
Right.
I end up staying there until 5 or 6 at night, at my desk all day long, 7 days a week. A lot of that. Refresh. I'm searching all different news sites for different things, and I'm also that guy that when I have great friends that put up with the fact that when I'm at a party and something is breaking, especially when we're in political season, I'm running into someone's bedroom and I have my phone and I'm like,
and they're blogging from
and I'm
the
blogging
tablet.
from there. Oh yeah, and I have an app.
Contributors?
Sure.
I had people offer, but you know, it's interesting. I was in Australia a few years ago with my husband Michael, and I had my readers know. I let them know what's going on constantly. So if I'm in Australia, I'm covering things in Australia. And I had some people offer to do some guest blogs, and I thought, oh, well, that'd be nice. You know, somebody else can. And then I realized I can't. The Randy Report is kind of like being a chef in a kitchen, and the way I do it with my ingredients, and it's all a reflection of me. And so I couldn't see somebody else doing it. It's not an ego thing. It's just a matter of my readers' comfort.
Of your views.
That's it.
Sure. And you know, and I can see where for bloggers, just like for anchoring, you have your own unique perspective and you have your own unique style. And so someone else coming in, it's just going to be different. It's not going to be you. And your readers, your viewers, they want you. That's why they're logging onto your blog, because they want you.
And God bless them for coming every day. I really appreciate it. I have over 100,000 readers every month. It's still growing. And they're really great. They comment a lot. I encourage people to comment, even if you disagree with me. And come back, keep disagreeing with me, because the more hits you come to the Randy Report, the more my advertising rates go up, and that's how I make money.
You can make comments at the bottom section then.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, let's take a look
at
I love your
Thank you.
blog.
Thanks for having me today. This is fun.
Thanks for being on. Well, of course, the big topic all across the country today, 9/11. The public is encouraged to attend a special procession in downtown Las Vegas tonight to honor this tragic day in American history that changed our country and in many ways brought us closer together. Firefighters and police officers will all take part in the event beginning tonight at 7 o'clock at the Fremont Street Experience. Honor guards and bagpipers will also lead the procession from the Main Street stage to the 3rd Street stage and then march north on 3rd Street until they reach Stewart Avenue. Now, earlier this morning, President Obama tweeted, 14 years after the terrorist attacks of 9/11, we honor those we lost. We salute all who served to keep us safe. We stand as strong as ever. So, how do you think our country has grown stronger since 9/11, Randy?
Well, I definitely think we are stronger, as much as a hideous event that it was. It really, really was. And I think perhaps it was a wake-up call that we got. It was, I mean, look at what we do now in airports. We take off our shoes, we take off our belts and everything. But I definitely think the country's stronger. I think that our elected officials and our military are more aware of the idea that we actually can be attacked on our home soil, which had never happened. Pearl Harbor, obviously, but here in the continental United States, this had never happened, which I think part of what stunned, I get chills thinking about it right now. And I think that our leaders at the time handled the event of 9/11 very, very well.
Yes.
It was a really strong coming together of the country, which is what
Still is 14 years
it
later,
is.
right?
It is. Look
Right.
at what we've got going on. Isn't that fantastic?
And you just hear the music. You even said the words bagpipes, and I just think I can hear the sound in my head. And while those bagpipes play at a lot of different events, when it comes to 9/11, I mean, I think everyone can remember where you were,
Right.
what you were wearing, what it felt like in that moment. And it means something different to everyone, but it's not a holiday. I mean, we say Labor Day weekend, 4th of July, everyone's celebrating in their own way. This is a moment where everyone on social media, people who disagree on a daily basis, being on the right and left side of politics, come together and say, you know what, we just need to be thankful for our first responders and not complain when we go to the airport and go through TSA and it's long lines.
I think a lot of people, more people are on edge too. They're more aware of terrorism and people and things that can happen. So they're more likely to report something these days because of what we went through. 343 firefighters' lives were lost. 3,000 names read this morning. It's so chilling 14 years later that we're remembering these people and the sacrifices that they made.
And how strong
It's
their
so
families
scary
are.
Yeah.
that it can happen.
Right.
Yeah, and just to hear all those stories, and I know here locally at a local high school, there was a teacher who lost her life in Flight 77 when it hit the Pentagon. So just I think everyone in this country was affected in some degree.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
There we go. Sound off, let us know what you think. But on a much lighter note, we have to transition right now. Also trending today, you shouldn't make your bed, and there's scientific proof to back it up. An unmade bed could help kill the 1.5 million dust mites that live in the average bed. I know. We all know. Disgusting, right? But dust mites actually live off of human skin cells, and when the bed is made, they are left to happily live under your sheets. Now, according to a Kingston University study, the bugs can't survive in a warm, dry, unmade bed. So, by leaving your bed unmade all day, you give those pesky little dust mites the ability to dehydrate and die. Yay! It's pretty hard to argue with science that gives you one less daily chore to worry about. That's what I say, one less daily chore. I don't remember the last time I made my bed. Is that gross?
No, I don't make my
every
bed.
so often I
I'm too
think
lazy.
about it and I'll do it and it looks really pretty, but then I realize in a few hours I'm going to be just jumping back in. So really,
It's
what's
just
the
always
point?
the last
I
thing
get
on
up
my
at 4:45 in the morning, and the last thing I'm going to do is make my bed. The only
Just to
time I
come home
ever
and
make my
deconstruct.
bed is when I have company, and that happens about 4 times a year. And I spruce everything up, vacuum, and all that stuff. But beyond that, forget it.
And all those pillows. I mean, they've
All
got
those
like all these pillows. It's like you have to throw the pillows on the
the
floor.
karate chop.
The dogs
And
you know,
do this.
Yeah,
Does Michael make
right.
you do that?
Yes, it's actually a thing in our house. Michael likes the bed made when he's out of town.
Caprio would.
I kind of don't make the bed, so I'm on the good side of help. Right? Good for
I
me.
am helping the bed bugs
I am helping
die.
kill the bed mites.
Yes.
We've known that all along.
Yes, we
The
have
ones
seen-
that don't make the bed.
Absolutely.
It was
That is
instinct.
why.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
But isn't it nice on the occasion that you do make the bed, when you come
really
home,
Yes.
you walk into the room and you're like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
I always change my sheets
very
before I go on a vacation because when I come back, I need clean sheets.
That's a
There's
good
something-
idea.
Yeah, something nice about that.
Yeah.
Because there is something about fresh
Yes.
sheets that. Oh, that's nice. That's true.
nice,
That's
yeah.
great.
And all
idea.
your skin. How often do you change your sheets? Wait, that's not the question today.
Right.
It's how often do you make your bed? What do you guys think? Share your thoughts on our Valley View Live Facebook page. Hop on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You guys know the drill. Our handle is at Valley View Live. Use the hashtag VVLive.
I remember when I lost my mind.
Welcome back to Valley View Live. Today, blogger Randy Slovacek of The Randy Report is here as our guest host. Now, you blog about pretty much everything, including politics.
Absolutely.
And the second Republican debate is coming up. What are your thoughts
Wednesday.
on that?
Well, it's interesting. The big news yesterday was that somehow CNN tweaked their rules just a little, so Carly Fiorina squeaks in, so there'll be 11. Actually, the big news, just in the past hour, I'm offset checking what's going on. Rick Perry has now decided to drop out. Governor Rick Perry of
Really?
Texas
Wow.
is out.
Breaking
He's dropping
news
out.
right here.
So but the news yesterday with Carly was a big deal because, you know, she did do well on the first debate, and people kind of felt like she should be, and they were feeling that she's the only woman, and she has her own perspective, that she should be bringing that. So she gets to be at the adults table this time. She gets to be with the 11. And then I guess now there'll be 4 at a 6 p.m. Debate with the other ranked 12th to 15 or whatever. It's been interesting with this process because there's such different things going on the political spectrum. Over on the Democrat side, you know, Hillary is not attacking Bernie.
Right.
Bernie's not attacking Hillary.
Right.
Biden is considering possibly getting in. Last night he was on the Stephen Colbert show and he kind of leaned that he wasn't. Maybe.
Right.
But you know, you have the Democrats all being nice and they just want to talk about their policies. And over here you've got these 15 Republicans and they're all, you say a word about Donald Trump and you are in trouble.
Right.
And he takes a shot at you and you're...
Well, what I find so frustrating, though, on the Republican side is they're all talking about Donald Trump. If I were a Republican candidate right now, that man's name would not leave my lips. I don't understand why they're letting themselves get drawn into this. They're talking about Donald Trump, but they're not talking about what they're going to do for the country.
Right.
It's crazy.
And well, you can even see the readers, the journalists who talk to the other people, they're only asking about Donald Trump.
Exactly.
God bless these other candidates trying to get their message out there. The problem does get to be, though, that what they're talking about Donald Trump, we're not talking about policies, we're not talking about what he actually wants to do.
Right.
Like, it was in the news big time yesterday that in a new interview, he saw a clip of Carly Fiorina on TV and he went, that face, who could vote for that face? And then he tried to say later that he was talking about her persona.
Right.
Because
what
when
he said and what he meant are two different things.
Yes, and the word face
And he
sounds
was
so much
trying
like
to
persona.
backtrack.
Well,
yeah.
but here's the thing. Why does that matter?
Why
I
does it
don't
matter?
understand at the national level while the journalists were
Because
covering
mudslinging
this.
is easy to cover
It's
and it makes
really-
headlines.
Exactly. And so his poll numbers are going up because people really don't care. At this point, the country is so fed up with business as usual.
Absolutely.
Even though he's not saying anything that's substantive,
Right.
they're just like, we don't care. We just want to
6 months
change.
from now, it's all going to change.
It is. That's the thing. What we really have to keep in mind is we are 4 months from the first vote. Who knows? Who
Right.
knows? The people who are leading at this point practically never get the nomination. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's all entertainment right now.
Follow Randy on Randy's
Yes.
web, the Randy Report.
Report.
TheRandyReport.com.
More
Yes.
details.
I hear
Now,
that.
let's send it over to Megan with a look at today's fashion. Welcome back. The culinary world lost a pioneer and wonderful man this morning. Chef Carrie Simon died this morning at the age of 60. The cause of death, a rare form of Parkinson's called multiple system atrophy. Carrie owned 3 restaurants in town, Simon's at Palms Place, KGB at Harrah's, and Carson's Kitchen, which remains open. George Maloof Jr., minority owner of the Palms, says this about his passing: "May we all move forward in his honor, carrying just a little piece of his energy, his passion, and his love of life." I know at the end he struggled. He was in a wheelchair. He had a hard time speaking and eating. It was just
No way
terrible.
to
But
go.
you have met him many times.
Oh, I have many times. I've eaten at his restaurants, and it's just such a hideous disease. It's being called Parkinson's on steroids. That and I know we've lost a really great chef, and he was also a great humanitarian. He was constantly involved in charity events, and I know he was writing a memoir at the end of his life that he wanted to share this story because this is a disease not a lot of people know about.
Right. You don't hear it often. And you could just tell by how it erupted on social media how important he was locally. And for that, we
Oh
wish
yeah, he
him
blazed the trail
rest
for
in peace.
many chefs here and who wanted to come to Vegas and open up their own restaurants too. So
Yes.
hopefully, it's just so.
I feel for his family tonight. We
Yeah,
send
and
our
hopefully that restaurant,
condolences.
the Carson's Place, will stay on forever.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, Monday on ValleyView Live,
That's
Megan.
right. It takes 2 to tango, huh? Get ready for Mirror Ball fun as Dancing with the Stars returns with an all-new cast.
Plus, keep memory alive while enjoying some fine dining. That is all Monday, and we want to thank our guest host, blogger Randy. Check out the RandyReport.com for the latest in pop culture, politics, and issues concerning the LGBT community. And you had something to say about Vanessa Williams.
Oh, I have to say, one more pop culture thing. You have
Yes.
to watch the Miss America pageant this weekend.
32
years she's
later.
returning. She's a dear friend of mine. I've known her since college. I was there when she became Miss Syracuse, Miss New York. And she's returning for the first time as head judge.
Head judge.
And so I'm really excited
And you'll
for
be
it.
watching with the
Yes.
Dachshunds.
I will.
great
We will be
weekend.
watching.